What have we signed up
so to anyone who might see this down the line,
oh man,
Devin and I aren't the biggest fans of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Not at all.
There's things about it that are kind of good, and you know, there's certainly some things I'm glad they tried, but it is far from my favorite Pokemon game, easily my least favorite main Pokemon game. There's so many things about it, and he seems to be like the one who understands me.
You know, it's really sad because I had a lot of high hopes for it, and it's really tough because being a Pokemon fan, it's not like I want to complain about a game. I've loved even games that, you know, have not impressed me all that much, but I still like them. But Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire to me, and to you as well, as we've talked about to great lengths, have just been disappointing.
It's just, okay, for those that like this game, I want to see what you see. Because I know people who say that this is their favorite Pokemon game ever. I know a few people that say that, but I do know people. And I would love to see what you see when you play this game, that I just do not enjoy, that you say it's your favorite game ever, and I don't think you're dumb for thinking that. I'd love to know what you see when you play it and see it through your point of view, because I don't like disliking games in a series that I typically like.
Right. I mean, and that's also something that really should be clear. If you like Omega Ruby and or Alpha Sapphire, hey, all the power to you, you know, and I'll tell you right now, we're going to be bashing on it, but we're not calling you, you know, an idiot or saying that because you like it, you're wrong. This is just our opinion on it. And just like you like it, we just don't. And maybe this will shed some light into why we don't like it.
Because you've said it before, I've said it a little bit too. So, yeah, here we go.
And a lot of people that we've talked to have even kind of agreed, but...
Yeah, we know many people.
Yeah, we do. So let's start this party.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
this is actually...
This.
We're calling this...
Should we announce it, the series?
Yeah.
Oh, I pressed A. My bad. But yeah, we are...
calling this... DisastORAS!
Oh yeah, welcome to Marriland and Chugga Conroy playing DisastORAS.
Starting off, I like this intro.
The intro's pretty cool.
It wasn't what I was expecting to see them do when I turned the game on, to see the Game Boy Advance intro, like pixel for pixel, and then have it be on a screen, zoom out into this 3D world. That's a cool thing, and this music, the way that it goes from the original to the new version is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
This scenery is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, I like that you can see Pokemon just going about their business in the background.
Which happens at no other point in the game.
There's just this random Lyran right there, just like, hey, what's up?
I love Shroomish. Poochyena, Tropius.
See, like, the Shroomish makes sense. The Tropius makes sense. But, like, random Lyran there, you don't even find that out in the wild.
What's this grass rustling? Oh, I guess we won't see. Was it the Tailo or?
The Poochyena. It's always the Poochyena first. Oh, man. Tailo, don't go to the sun.
What about
You're not Kid Icarus.
Are you a boy or a girl? Well, okay. Anytime that I've played this game, I played as the boy. So you know what? For sake of variety, I'll go for the girl.
You know what?
I don't like Orlando's design. There's the first negative.
Yep, here we go.
Yeah, I don't like Orlando's design. I think he looks dopey and dumb, and his like how like outrageously lanky he is, and how big his head looks, and just how floppy his clown shoes look, and just how dumb he looks in his hat. Wow, I'm getting really harsh.
I really wish...
I thought it was going to take us at least 5 hours to get that harsh on something.
Really?
But, oh, man.
Well, I don't care for your tone, but you know what? Speaking of tone, there's no skin tone here, which really stinks.
No character customization at all.
You just have these two, yeah. Which, I have to say, with Sun and Moon coming out, seeing 4 different options per gender, I really like that. But
yeah.
You know what? I'm going to play as a girl, too, even though I'm obviously not a girl. What did you name yourself?
I just named her May.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to name her... Does she have another name?
I don't know, because there's Brendan and Orlando. I don't know if May's got a secondary official name.
Well, we're just going to name her... I don't even know. Let's name her Alpha.
Alpha. Okay. I'm hoping to... Okay, I'm playing as a girl and I'm playing Omega Ruby. I've actually never played Omega Ruby before today. It was always Alpha Sapphire for me. So I'm hoping that... In fact, that intro, that was my first time ever seeing the game's intro for Omega Ruby. I've never actually seen that cutscene before for when you start the game up, and it was showing like Groudon and all that as opposed to Kyogre. So yeah, I never have actually played Alpha or Omega Ruby. I always played Alpha Sapphire. I played through it twice though, so it's not like I played it for like 3 minutes and said this is terrible and didn't give it a chance. I beat the game. I got near 100% completion, and I have played through it twice.
So I've played through Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire 3 times now. I think not entirely with the ending stuff. And also, warning in advance, guys, there will be spoilers. Okay, we're not holding back. We're assuming that you've already played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because otherwise, this is going to be a really weird series to watch. If I mean, really, who would do that? But I mean, it's like I haven't played through the Delta episode on any more than one because I just. But I've played through Omega Ruby twice, Alpha Sapphire once, and I guess this will be my second time now playing through Alpha Sapphire, and I don't know. I'm not feeling very good about it, but. We'll see. Again, maybe I'll find something new I want to enjoy. And that's another thing. We should point out things that we like.
I actually never noticed this book on the table before that says, "Hey, Mom, jotted down dinner plans tonight."
Wait, what?
Yeah, kind of nice, actually. A little detail.
No, I didn't ever notice that.
I pointed this out in my Let's Play of Emerald, though, but I like how it's like, oh, you get your own room this time. It's like, okay, so was I 10 years old and still sharing a room with my mother? Or was I sleeping in the bloody kitchen? Like, what? No matter how you interpret that line, it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Dad even bought a new clock. That's awesome. Notes about tonight's dinner plans. I never noticed that.
I like how she has an analog clock in 2015. Mm-hmm. Or 2014 in this case.
I like how there's no dial on it when you're looking at it in the overworld.
Yeah, in the original game, you could actually like look at it and it would have hands on it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever played through Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire as May or as the girl.
Maybe that's what we've been missing.
Maybe that'll make it better, right?
Okay.
The hour hand was set to 0.
This is the beginning of a lot of little things that I think are just kind of lame in the way of production values. I checked the clock. Now the hands are moving right on time. In the original, you check that and it would actually show you the clock and what the hands were on. I know that that's a very little detail, but it's kind of the very small beginning of a lot of little things that I kind of feel are lacking in production values.
There's a Lapras doll if you play as May.
Yeah.
There's a Snorlax if you play as Brendan or Orlando.
I also like how, long-awaited meteor, oh, yeah. Oh,
What?
They talk about a meteor shower on TV at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that was foreshadowing until now.
Yep. No, I didn't catch it the first time I played through, but yeah, every subsequent time, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Because meteorites are cool.
Yeah, totally.
Hello,
Is that a meteorite in your bag, or are you just happy to see me? So many meteorite jokes.
All right, so he's in his room upstairs. Let's see. Let's go meet him and be like, "Oh, I kind of thought you'd be a guy if you were a son of a." Oh God, you.
Wow.
Look so,
Yeah, doesn't it seem like Brendan as the character is a lot more of a jerk?
Yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, I thought you'd be a guy because you're like the kid of a gym leader.
Man, he looks so smug. I've never played as May.
Who are
it's
you?
It's just so wild now. Maybe I have, and I'm just forgetting, but...
May? Oh, you're the new kid who just moved in next door. Huh, I didn't know you'd be a... Wait, you knew my name, but you didn't think I'd be a girl? Dad, I mean, Professor Burge told me you were a kid of the gym leader, so I sort of hoped you'd be a guy. Let's be friends, okay, huh? Hey, May, do you have any Pokemon? You want? I can go catch you one. Wow!
Wow, you think I can't do it myself?
Oh, he is actually expressive. I was a little surprised, but I was like, man, he's probably not going to have such like funny, cute faces like May does when she's talking, but... Okay, I'm a little bit pleasantly surprised by the way that they've made him expressive.
Oh, look at that. It's positive thing number 1.
I'm trying to give the game points where it earns it, though, because I don't feel like it's going to happen too often.
Okay, one thing that is definitely... What?
Look at the book on Brendan's mom's table.
Oh, hold on. I just went outside.
Man,
right, what is that?
No wonder he's so smug. His mom is so much more on top of things than our mom is.
Plans for a whole week's worth of meals? What?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. That's so convenient. Okay, so one thing I do like about this game. Okay, first of all, you get the running shoes right away. That's awesome. Second of all, This is really good. That free roaming movement. Okay, you know, you can move the control stick around and you're not really in a tile-based grid. You actually move around, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, when I first got X and Y, it doesn't start you off with free range movement. So
Right.
I remembered thinking like, God, is this how I'm gonna be moving for the whole game? I was thankfully that's not the case, but it was what I thought when I first started playing the game. Here it was kind of nice, and even in the demo for the game, I remember thinking that was really nice. Just as an immediate thing that I noticed, that Poochyena has really got his sights set on Birch's crotch. I'd have the same look on his face if I were him.
It's like, oh, this thing's gonna bite me. You gotta help me out quickly.
So I haven't...
Grab a Pokeball before it grabs mine.
I already used Mudkip in another playthrough. Torchic was who I used in Emerald. I think I'll go with Trico.
Oh, man. I don't know who I should go with.
Trico.
I don't want to go with Mudkip because I've already done that. Obviously, I played through 3 times.
Well,
so
you've already done every one of them, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I've done them all. You've easily done them all.
But the most recent one I've done is Mudkip. You know what? I'm going to go with Torchic. I don't think I've gone with Torchic in a while.
Interesting. I didn't remember that it started with Absorb.
No, it didn't back in the original games.
Okay, so that's something new. That's kind of nice, I guess. It makes this fight a lot easier.
Yeah, they start with their elemental move, although poor Trico gets Absorb. Oh, joy, a 20 power move.
At least it's a health recovery move, and at least there's stuff early game that's quad weak.
True.
So I'll give it that. It does take a little bit to get to the stuff that's quad weak, though, but it's pretty nice having that. I mean, there is a certain important fight that we're going to be coming up to in not too long that's going to be really helpful in.
Yeah. Well, for you, I'll have to probably evolve mine first.
Man, you're already done with the fight. I'm still fighting the Poochyena because my 20 power.
Yep, poor Trico.
Oh, man, I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
Well, we're into the tall grass serving the Pokemon World Championships. My hi, thanks a lot.
I mean, at least it's not as bad.
Birch's head
as
is
in,
huge.
Gen 3 with Trico, because, you know, you can get a physical Leaf Blade, or actually, I guess that's probably worse, huh? But, I don't know. It's,
Yeah, Leaf Blade becoming physical kind of hurt the Trico line, because that was what made it so good in the days of Ruby and Sapphire, and then when that became a physical move, it just kind of sucked after that point. Trico is fast for a grass type, so that is nice. With grass having so many weaknesses, it's nice that it outspeeds things.
True. Alright, I think I'm going to name my Torchic Omega Chicken. Actually, no. I want it to be the Alpha Chicken. Yeah, because I'm playing Alpha Sapphire.
Omega... No, Omegecko.
Oh, that's great.
Omegecko.
Omegecko.
Omegecko. Oh my god.
It's like a reaction to having some bad curry or something. Omegecko. It might not be a bad idea for you to head out that way yourself. What do you think? I love this part. No. Oh, don't be that way. You should go meet my kid.
Yeah, just, don't be that way.
Oh, don't be that way. You know, just like, oh, okay, fine. I guess since you're making me say yes, I might as well, but okay.
They should, okay. More games need to do what Super Paper Mario did when they're like, there's a horrible calamity. Will you save the world? No. You really should help us. No. You really should say it. No. And then just like, okay then. And then game over screen comes up.
Does it really do that?
It really does. You can say no to saving the world at the beginning and they'll ask you like, you know, we really need your help here. Will you please help us? You can just keep saying no and then by like the 6th time you say no, they're like, well, okay then. And then it just says game over.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I do agree. More do need to do that.
There's another time where
it's, you know, very clear that, yeah, you know, you've been given a lot of opportunities.
There's another time in Super Paper Mario, I think, like actually where you're going to die if you don't do something. I'm trying to be non-specific though, but straight up, there's no question. You're just going to die if you don't do something, and they give you a yes or no option to do it. And they say no, and they're just like, you should do this. And then you're just like, no. And like, really? Like, it's not a good idea to not do that, no. And then you'll just instantly die, and it says game over. So they do that a few times in Super Paper Mario. That's really funny, but...
Poochyena. Yeah, great selection of Pokemon here. I guess it's not that bad, all things considered. Like, I ran into a Wurmple, I ran into a Poochyena.
I don't think I'll use Wurmple. I haven't given any thought to what I'm going to use in this playthrough, or even
Nope, same here.
even how far we're going to go, or anything like that. I have given no thought to it.
We're just gonna see what happens.
I've been replaying Black lately, and it's just kind of funny going from
I bet.
going from that to this when my opinion of the two is so different.
See, like, I'm going from Pokemon X right now to this, so it's, like, still kind of fresh in my head, like, oh, yeah, okay. But, yeah, going from, like, a different battle style and just, like, how everything looks, it can be pretty substantial. Although, at least you're jumping from, like, if you're replaying Black right now, you're jumping from Gen 5 to 6. It's not quite as drastic. Although, I guess I just recently played Ruby, so it'll be a little wild. Oh, hi, guy in Oldale Town. This guy, he stops you, and he wants to tell you everything, but... Okay, here we go. He's pointing out the Pokemart, okay?
Yes.
So, let me complain about this, because we both are in agreement that...
Yeah.
I know that the Pokemart, you know, it was originally there in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. But, starting with Black and White, actually... They merged Pokemarts with Pokemon Centers. Now, I know a lot of people really are like, but I like the Pokemart. It's so cool. And I just disagree. I like having everything in one place. So even though I know that it's true to the original, it just seems, I don't know. It just seems like they're going back in time with this. I feel like they should have just updated it to be current and had them merged together. I think that would have been cool.
There's also the fact that for those that like the Pokemart song, that would not be lost because there is a department store in this game where it would play. And that there's department stores in games where it's merged as well.
Right, exactly, like Shopping Mall 9 and Black and White.
So it's not like we're saying that, it comes at the cost of this, great song and we're not thinking about that. It would still be in the game, and I agree it's a great song though, but I kind of don't think that hearing that song a little more often justifies making the game less convenient.
It's like, okay, if I want to go buy something right now, I have to walk all the way over here just to do that, and this could have been solved if they just updated it for the future. I don't like it when any kind of game, doesn't matter if it's Pokemon or otherwise, when they take a step backwards in, functionality and usability. What?
My nature is minus attack plus special defense.
Wow.
Ouch.
Oh, I didn't even look at my nature.
I just realized I hadn't checked it. Also, nice cardboard cutout of a mountain you got there in the distance there, Brendan. Great scenery. Okay, I will
are you
say...
with Brendan right now? I hate that scene. It was so dumb up there.
I should have healed. I'm dumb. But anyway, I do like how the game's intro is in this spot. Like, that this is a physical location that you can go to.
True.
And it's the game's... That's a nice little touch, and it's something you might not realize right away, but... That is a nice, subtle, clever detail that the game's intro is in a physical location you can go to, because that's not true in the original.
Yep.
And it's neat that they made that into a real place, and they even fit it into the geography of the world where there'd be mountains in the distance, and it makes sense there to be some grass and a clearing. It's a touch that I like. I also like the song.
Yes, they definitely improved on the song by a lot. I did not like the song.
You start with 10 potions in this game? What?
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Remember? Okay, this is a big negative. Remember, this game comes out in Japan. Torchic looks so cute after it uses Scratch. Holy crap.
Oh my goodness, I just noticed Brendan's, battle intro. I've never seen that before, and his teeth.
Oh my gosh.
His teeth?
Okay.
All right.
So, Torchic looks really cute though, but when this game came out, Japan, for pre-ordering, gets these cool little figures of Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon. Nice. Okay, that's really cool. Europe gets a special edition where it's in a metal case and has both cartridges in it, and they get the game, both versions together at a discounted price. Really good if you're a hardcore fan and you want multiple copies, or perhaps, maybe, I should be ashamed of myself if I'm having to heal this much, but I'm minus attack nature. And then you also get some nice extra goodies in the box. In America, our pre-order option is that you start the game with 200 potions. What? And I'm not talking about super potions or hyper potions or assorted. I mean 200 potions that recover 20 HP.
Yep.
that is your pre-order bonus for us. When Japan gets figures, Europe gets a special edition with both in a metal case that looks really nice to display on your shelf. 200 potions.
Yeah. Because we really need 200 potions.
Like, I couldn't imagine going through the game. Okay, Brendan looks kind of funny.
But you could now argue that that gives us an unfair gameplay advantage. Just saying. I mean,
well,
I never thought of it that way until now.
Well, that's it. It's like the NES era where they think Americans suck at games, so they make it easier for us.
Yep. Okay, also, just spoiler warning in advance, everyone. You know, like we said at the start, we're assuming you've already played all this, but it is really cool how the scene you see here is shown later in the game.
Yeah.
I'll keep it somewhat vague there. We all know what we're talking about, and if not, you've been warned so many times already.
I do like the visual theming with that.
Yes, I think that was a cool effect.
Okay. I'm actually, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. I didn't think, I also didn't think that we would be like that negative about something until like much later, but I didn't think we'd have this many positives already. So
we
far,
are starting off with some positives.
This isn't as train wrecky at first I thought, and we're talking about things as they come up too. You beat Brendan on your first try, amazing! Only because I used 2 potions. Well,
Hey,
I only really need 1. But
do you want to trade right now?
Really?
Well, too bad we can't because we don't have the thing. We have to wait.
Oh, the player search system's not unlocked.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have anything like, for,
I was like, wait, what?
I know. Well, exactly. That's the thing. In the original games, I don't know if you had to wait until you see Wally later on, but now you have to wait until you see Wally, and that's like after 3 routes. After the third,
I don't think it's
in the third
so
town.
terrible, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to Platinum. I guess
think
if you wanted to do the Wi-Fi stuff with the PAL pad.
I think I tested this out, and it's that you needed the Pokeballs in the first game because you had to catch stuff, so you wouldn't trade your only Pokemon. So it's not that much later, honestly.
Well, it's like after fighting trainers, it's after going to 2 other towns. Pretty much the standard in other games is after you get your Pokeballs. Although I think in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it is after you get the PAL pad, which is actually after the first badge.
I think that's just for online, because
it might be.
It restricts you from the basement, not the top floor.
Yeah, you know what? And thinking about it, I think that is right. I remember having to wait for something when I played through in those days.
Yeah, it's 1 badge to go online.
Because that was always such a pain. It's like, man, I have to go fight.
Just materialized at the bottom of the screen.
Really? Where are you at?
I'm leaving the town after saying hi to Professor Birch again.
Oh, okay. I'm on my way out.
Okay, so DexNav.
Yes.
All right, well.
New feature.
All right, DexNav. New feature that was added to this game to make it not quite the same as the original, and I'm not so sure that's a good thing. Now, positives. I like the fact that you can see all the encounters on the route, and also it will tell you if you've seen them all. That's pretty nice. I think that is a good feature. I liked it in black and white too. I'm glad that it came back. I was sad that it wasn't in X and Y, because it is nice to know if you've seen everything in that route before you move on, especially if you're trying to catch them all. Keeps you away from the internet, keeps you immersed, makes your Pokedex a more useful thing. And I'm all for that, because the Pokedex, it's something that for a while I feel like no one actually used. Whenever they wanted to learn about stuff. So it wasn't something people consulted, it was just something that popped up when you caught Pokemon, and it was kind of nice. Problem that I have with it is that this thing becomes stronger as you find the same Pokemon more times. It'll tell you how worth your time it is to go catch it before you encounter it. It tells you like how many perfect IVs it has, and it gives you perfect IVs basically for free. On top of that, they have egg moves. For instance, Poochyena that I'm fighting right now, it knows Thunderfang, which is normally an egg move, but it's got it naturally. When you use DexNav, all Pokemon have the same encounter rate. There is no difference in encounter rate, no such thing as rare Pokemon whatsoever. So, for circumventing encounter rates, making it so there's no such thing as rare or common, knowing what you're going to run into before you actually fight it, you are rewarded with perfect IVs and free egg moves on Pokemon without having to breed them.
Yeah,
there's no reason to just go out, see what you find, catch it, and just kind of get lucky or anything like that. There's no excitement of finding rare Pokemon anymore. It's nice when you want to complete the game and fill in your Pokedex because there's so many dang Pokemon out, but that's just it. I think this should have been an after-game feature that would help you raise a competitive team easily. and that it shouldn't have been available to you from the very beginning, because this is given to you as soon as you have Pokeballs. There is never a reason to get excited over rare Pokemon anymore. You don't have any of those exciting encounters like, oh my gosh, I found, a Ralts when I was just walking around and I can't believe I got it. I caught it for my team and I've never used one before. That's really nice, except everyone's used Ralts, so maybe not a good example though, but yeah.
Everyone will use Poochyena now because you're guaranteed to find a Poochyena like right away. But no, like I see those points with Dex Nav. I don't think it inherently is bad. I think that it's just really overpowered when it comes to rare Pokemon. Now it's like, oh, Surskit, big deal. It's all like
Surskit was 1% in the original.
Yeah, it was super rare back in the day. And I mean, now it's just nothing. But I personally like the addition of having egg moves before having to breed for them. I think it's really cool to have Pokemon with like, kind of some cool personality. Like they have something that, maybe they would not have had otherwise. And I like that. I just wish that they would have done something with like rarer Pokemon. They didn't make it so they all had the same encounter rate.
Yeah, the same encounter rate I think is what really hurts it. And again, it didn't need to have the same encounter rates. Maybe it could have been seen as a nice time saver if Pokemon were still rare, if they were actually rare. But if they wanted it as it was, and I can understand like wanting it in there to make it easier to fill in your Pokedex and all that, I think it should have been an after-game thing. I think it should have been a reward that you got for getting really far into the game. Maybe something you got near the end even.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that you've given it to me at the very beginning, you've given me no reason to encounter Pokemon the way that we always have. And because of that, there's no more getting excited over rare Pokemon, because if there's 3 Pokemon in the route, 2 are common, 1 is really rare, effectively the rare Pokemon has a 33% encounter rate now.
Yep. I do have one thing. It just happened in my game. One thing that I do say is a big positive.
Okay.
Small detail, big positive.
Yes.
Oh, stupid Zigzagoon. It broke out in 2 Pokeballs.
Stupid Zigzagoons.
Okay. No. If you get a critical hit, it shows the text in yellow. I love that. I think that is something that they should have done a long time ago because, you can be playing the game and you're like, what the heck just happened? And it's like, oh, critical hit. Well, if it's all in white text, sure. It's still there. It's still the same. But for some reason, when I see it in yellow, it just registers a lot more. So I really like that detail.
I did just have a big negative, though.
Oh?
The fact that there are loading screens between areas where there originally weren't.
Yep.
I get that it's a limitation of the engine, and I get that Hoenn wasn't designed for 3D, so in X and Y, you can design it around the engine so that you never notice it. So you put like a cave here where it has to load, and all that good stuff. But you have loading screens all over the dang place. And there's... I didn't... Okay, I shouldn't say I didn't mind that there was a big ocean in this world. There's no secret, 7 out of 10, too much water, yada, yada, yada. But the issue that I have with the ocean in this game that I didn't originally have is that there are loading screens everywhere in it. It's nuts just how many loading screens there are. In fact, I will pull up my town map. If I have one. I actually don't remember if I was given a town map.
I don't even think you need it. You have the area now.
Can I pull it up on the area nav? Hang on.
Maybe.
Let's see. Can I move the map wherever I want? Yes, I can. Okay. So, you look at the ocean, and you have this segment, that segment, that segment, this town, that segment, that segment, that segment. Every one of these segments is its own loading screen, and they're all different shapes and sizes. You have this little segment right here next to this longer segment with a teeny or with a more long segment on top of it, and then you have these 4 corners right here, and then you have leaving this town, and it's just a mess to surf through. It's not impossible to navigate by any means. It's not the navigation that I have problems with. It's the fact that I just think that it's a complete mess that it has all these loading screens, and I get that that's a technical limitation with the engine because Hoenn was not designed with this engine in mind. But it is still something that I think does hinder the experience while playing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what?
One other thing that I just noticed as well when I went to change the text speed, something that's missing from here. Do you know what's missing from these options that's really nice?
I just realized.
Yeah. The battle background. There's no way to change the cool battle background that you could in X and Y, where you can change it to different Pokemon and stuff.
It didn't require
things. No,
it didn't require any additional work. It was already in.
I know. They just completely removed it, and now you can't change it because who needs customization? This is DisastORAS.
I guess they figured they were going to remove one aspect of customization. Might as well remove all of it to make it consistent.
Might as well. I do kind of like the angle that Pokemon are like sent out in battle. That's kind of neat, but it gets kind of tiring after a while.
It's kind of funny. I was going to... I saw a Seedot on Dex, and I was like, you know what? I've never used a Seedot before. Maybe I should. I'm like, oh, wait, my starter's a grass type.
This little Ted has Teeter Dance. That's going to be so much fun.
Oh, you're already getting your second team member.
Yeah, I might just use that. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever used, like, a Ludicolo all the way.
I've done it.
Huh.
It was hard because it needed Ice Beam to be really useful, and I had to win that at the game corner, which... we'll be getting to that later.
Oh, yes, we will.
Well, rather we won't be getting to that later. But
right? We'll be getting to that whole rant later. But spoilers, no game corner. Because again, you probably already knew that. And if you didn't, why are you still watching?
You know, I haven't ever used Surskit before. I said I didn't recommend it because it's like so hard to find in my Emerald Let's Play, but hey, this is an Emerald.
Right, exactly. Yeah, anything goes. It's like, hey, you want to use that? Go for it.
I would rather play Emerald than this game.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I don't think the higher quality visuals and the few improvements that do exist, I'd rather have a more complete game with more content.
Okay, so here's a problem.
I didn't see what attack that was.
Oh.
I wonder what that was.
Here's a problem. So I'm catching all these Pokemon with the Dex Nav, right? So I have a Zigzagoon that has Charm. Oh, that's cool. Well, actually, I think it's cute. Yeah, it's cute. But anyway, I have Charm, I have Growl, I have Tail Whip. Oh, cool, I have a Zigzagoon that can't use any damaging moves. So I catch a Lotad that has Teeter Dance and Growl. Oh, cool! I have a Lotad that can't use any damaging moves. This is great.
And you know, if you caught a Ralts, all it would know was Growl.
Yeah.
That's 3 in 1.
Oh, well, I might as well try to use that thing. I think it could be cool.
I've actually never heard of the Attack Fell Stinger before now.
Oh, yeah, it's really fun.
Really? Because it's not doing all that much damage. I'm curious what it is.
Do you want me to tell you?
I'll look at the battle effect when I catch them, but that's a move I've actually never seen in game before. It's funny because this is like 2 weeks after I was like, wait, Tailwind existed in Gen 4 or what?
Right?
Yeah.
What is using it against you?
Surskit.
Yep. Oh, man. It's an interesting move.
I'm going to throw Poochyena out there.
Oh, man.
Just because it's making very quick work. I don't want to use Thunderfang and knock this thing out, though, because if it's interesting, I'm kind of curious about this. Oh, it's bug type, not poison type. Okay, so it gets... I was thinking, like, that's kind of weird that it gets a poison move because it's not going to be strong at all, though, but no, it's...
Yeah.
That gets same type attack bonus, and that's actually kind of viable offensively when poison wouldn't really be all that good with it being bug type already and it only beating grass and fairy.
Oh, thank goodness, Lilypad learned Absorb.
Okay, so...
You're going to find that attack interesting, I think.
This is more of a Gen 6 thing, though, but I like how you finally get experience from catching Pokemon. Should have been like that from the beginning.
No, that kind of bothers me for some reason. It feels like there's really no effort to it. It's like, oh, you know, you didn't really fight. I mean, you kind of did, but I don't know. I'm not that much of a fan of it. I'm not like so opposed to it, and I know that's not actually something introduced in ORAS, but it just seemed like it gives you so much experience then.
I will name him Boingy after the thing that I called those pond scooters in Super Mario Sunshine when I was a kid. Okay, so what do we got here? Surskit, you have a hold item.
Oh, that's interesting.
You have honey. And you have...
We must have it to attract Pokemon in great numbers.
Plus special attack, minus special defense.
Huh.
Could be good. When the user... Oh, plus 2 attack when I knock someone out with it.
Yeah, it's low power.
But if you can pull it off, interesting. Okay, so...
Interesting.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, man.
Okay, let's, I'm gonna take that honey from it. That's interesting. Alright, I need to go. I
cool.
really need some heals. As a character that I very much like would say. A game you haven't played.
Oh.
Loading screen.